Kirby is a lightweight determined puffball with a vicious advantage state and a surprising amount of kill power. In tune with Sakurai's philosophies, his moveset is simple to grasp for beginners to enjoy. However, the people who take the time to master his tools can see the intricacies of his game plan. From his combo game, movement mix-ups, and copy ability usage, expert Kirby players have a ton of skill expression and can trump even the toughest of opponents. That being said, he does have some notable weaknesses. Due to his overall lack of range and middling speed, Kirby can often find himself on the back foot when he's forced to approach. It can be especially hard for him to chase people or outmaneuver others in the air due to his bottom 5 airspeed. Despite this, he isn't a slouch in terms of movement. His short hop fastball and full hop fastball are actually pretty decent due to his lower jump height. His initial dash is good as well, allowing him to have a good burst of movement when he needs it. Another key flaw of his is that he's very light and floaty, meaning that he's prone to getting juggled and can lose a lead very early. However, his floatiness can work in his favor, since it allows him to escape many combos that can decimate other larger foes. This means that you can find your way out of most situations in one way or another, allowing you to reset to neutral, find that precious combo starter, and devour your enemies. Kirby's neutral may not seem spectacular at first glance. The lack of an abusable disjoint and his lackluster speed doesn't allow him to control the flow of the match as well as others. However, the low commitment of most of his moves, as well as his small stature, allows him to play a very effective bait and punish game. This means it's important for Kirby players to master the grounded movement options in order to abuse his better run speed and crouch game. His crouch in particular can turn the tides in a ton of matchups. Against taller characters, you can dodge their dash attacks, tilts, and grabs. It can also dodge many aerials that aren't timed perfectly. Even in those situations, you're forcing your opponent to use more telegraphed timings in order to land a hit, allowing you to easily counter their strategy. Staying near the ground also allows him to abuse his tilts, which are all good at zone breaking thanks to their quick startup and relatively low end lag. Down tilt causes Kirby to shorten his hitbox to the size of his crouch, allowing him to dodge those aforementioned moves and maintain pressure. The move also has roughly a 30% chance to cause his opponent to trick, letting you net early stocks with a little luck. Forward tilt can send opponents to tumble at lower percents, leading into tech chase situations and can even kill off the side at later percents. Despite not being safe when used up close, its quick startup and decent range can quickly turn the neutral into an easy advantage state. It can even be angled, allowing him to hit certain blind spots that he normally wouldn't be able to reach. His up tilt is the best tilt at catching aerial approaches thanks to his feet intangibility during its active frames. Its great combo potential and quick startup makes it one of Kirby's best ways to explode into advantage state. Utilizing pivot cancels for up tilt in particular is one of Kirby's best approach options, as the reward from this move can easily put your opponent into a horrible situation. His tilts aren't his only great moves in neutral. Most of his aerials are great as well, with forward air and neutral air being great standouts that can quickly change the momentum of a match into your favor. Forward air's decent startup and multi-hit properties can make this move deceptively hard to punish on block, while also letting him start off an easy combo. It's also arguably Kirby's longest ranged aerial, making it a quick, decent move at just walling out your opponent. Forward air can even send your opponent into tumble at lowish percents, allowing you to grab some easy damage or even a kill. Neutral air can also lead into a tech chase situation, and is a little quicker than forward air, but lacks a bit more range. It's useful for letting Kirby beat out many different projectiles while not relying on shield, giving him a mix-up against some of those matchups. The move is pretty safe when blocked as well, giving Kirby a safe pressure tool against opponents who shield too much. Up air is an alternative to neutral air in the air, as it shares neutral air's startup and safety on block. While up air may not be able to beat projectiles, the move has a lot more vertical range, letting you catch opponents in the air and potentially juggle them. The move is also a lot more lenient with being safe on block, since up air does not have a weak hit throughout the entire duration. Back air is your quick and easy aerial that's relatively safe when you land with it. It has good kill power and okay range, and can also put your opponent in a tech chase situation at mid percents. In general, however, this move should be safe for higher percent, where you can potentially get a burst kill with a reverse aerial rush. If you're looking for the best move to cover the various tech chase situations Kirby can set up, his jab is easily your best bet. While down tilt does slightly more damage and hits skinnier characters better, jab's low end lag makes it super easy to react to any of your opponent's tech options and allows you to jab lock at higher percent ranges. Being Kirby's quickest move, it can also stuff out any slower options in a scrappy scenario, and is the least committal way to call out your opponent for anything they may try to sneak in, such as a spot dodge or a shield grab. There is one more move that Kirby has that deserves a mention in neutral, and that's his up B. Final Cutter is arguably Kirby's best disjoint in terms of range, letting you hit people a moderate distance away and above you. The move does a good amount of percent if you connect all the hits, and the projectile lets you pull off some niche pressure. However, the move is far from safe. It's merely used as a callout against your opponent to make them play the way you want them to, as overuse will definitely get you punished hard. Oh, and I guess it could kill as well, depending on the stage. Kirby's main combos can vary drastically depending on his opponent, meaning that matchup knowledge is crucial to optimizing the character. It's up to the player to decide whether they should go for the easy bread and butter, the most damaging combo depending on how much stage they control, or if they should prioritize getting the opponent's copy ability. His main combo starters consist of up tilt, neutral air, up air, forward air, and grab. Up tilt has different hitboxes depending on where you hit it. Hitting opponents with the quicker part of the move will launch the opponent significantly more than the later hit. At low percent, the most you're going to get is the 3 to 4 hit up tilt string before ending it with the back air. As the percents start to rise, you can start connecting different moves such as back air, neutral air, up smash, and even down air with strict timing. You can even footstool your opponent, which can lead to stone if they don't drift, or can lead to a jab lock depending on the character. Do keep in mind that your opponent is able to tech the footstool. The weaker hit of up tilt will generally be better for those combos, as it can make some of them into potential kill confirms. Kirby's neutral air is also very versatile for what it can combo into. The move actually has different hitboxes depending on when you land the attack. However, the strongest hit and the weakest hit are the only two hitboxes you should really be worried about. Strong hit neutral air can combo into other combo starters, but can also lead into moves like dash attack, forward tilt, back air, and even forward smash. Weak hit neutral air will start doing the same thing at higher percents, but you'll generally have to dash it a little bit in order to keep up with your opponent. It can even become a kill confirm if done correctly. Kirby's up air is comparable to neutral air's combo potential at low percents. He can combo into any of his combo starters and can even combo into smash attacks. As percents get higher, however, Kirby can continue to link into other areas. The move is also very good at juggling people into the air at around mid percents. Kirby's forward air can be considered his best combo starter due to its sheer versatility at all relevant percents. The main way to use this move is the short hop fastball it, but if you can time the move to land all 3 hits right before you land, you can get even better combos. The move generally can lead into grab, dash attack, another forward air, back air, and even forward smash. However, that's only if you try to aim for all 3 hits. The move actually has some great combo potential if you land with the first or second hit as well. The first hit of forward air is one of Kirby's best kill confirms, since it can reliably connect it to dash attack, grab, back air, and most importantly, forward smash. Even at low percents, the first hit of forward air can lead into another forward air or grab, so practicing how to hit this move is very essential to Kirby's game plan. Landing with the second hit of forward air doesn't lead into nearly as much, only really guaranteeing jab and some tilts at higher percent, but it does still have some uses such as baiting out shields. Kirby's grab is short range but is one of the quickest in the game. He doesn't get much off of it at mid percents on most characters, but it has a ton of potential at low percents, and especially at 0. Your go-to throw for low percent combos will be forward throw. The best move you can follow up with is usually forward air, as it's the move that allows you to easily re-grab your opponent or lead into other moves. Neutral air and up air also work, but are used in more niche cases, such as against certain characters that don't properly get hit by forward to forward air, or on stages like Battlefield. Here's a small showcase of some of the basic combos you can get on most of the cast. At mid percents, it's usually best to go for down throw since it does the most damage out of all of his throws and doesn't stale your kill throw. Up throw will be your main kill throw. It has a respectable amount of power and can kill opponents even earlier if you grab them underneath the platform. Back throw is purely for positioning and for the rare case where you think it would kill earlier than up throw. More importantly though, don't forget to pummel. Kirby has one of the faster pummels in the game, and that damage can be the difference between your opponent barely living or not. A general rule to follow for him is to add a pummel every 30% against good mashers and every 25% against average ones. Down air is a decent combo starter when you land it, as it can combo into various moves such as up tilt, down tilt, or forward tilt depending on the character. You can also attempt a grab as a mix-up if you think they'll hold shield. In general, however, the move is very hard to hit due to its wind-up and Kirby's low air mobility, so save it for a hard spot dodge read or a shield poke. To shield poke with down air, try to aim for the head of the character after you've already damaged their shield. At higher percent, you can actually try and auto-cancel this move into a kill confirm. To perform the auto-cancel, you must full hop down air. Then as soon as you hear the move end, you must then time the fastfall. If done correctly, your opponent will land with hit stun, but not bounce. Depending on the percents, you can link tilt or grab for more damage, but at a higher percent, you can easily snag a kill with this maneuver. Due to some properties of Ultimate, Kirby now gains a certain amount of frame advantage when he hits his down tilt. At mid percents, he can link another down tilt, at higher percents, you can link forward tilt, and at even higher percents, you can also squeeze in a dash grab. This obviously doesn't include the move's 30% chance to trip, which will allow you to follow up with virtually anything you desire. Learn how to react to your opponent's trip, as you can steal stocks very easily while not relying solely on luck. The move can even send opponents into tumble at super high percents, letting you potentially catch a missed attack with a hard punish. Kirby's multiple jumps and long-lasting aerials means that his edgeguarding game is one of the strongest amongst the cast. While most Kirby players would immediately default to down air for offstage kills, its long startup and relatively weak knockback actually means that most characters can easily play around it and hard punish you for trying. The move is usually much more effective by using it to cover the edge rather than chasing them off stage. Neutral air's quicker startup and equally long-lasting hitbox means that oftentimes it's the better edgeguarding tool, especially against characters with a much weaker recovery. Backer may not have as good of a hitbox off stage, but thanks to its quick startup, it can be used to catch opponents who might have expected your other aerials. Forward air also does a decent job at catching people, but try to hit them with the second hit of forward air instead of the first. Connecting the first hit may pop some characters away from the last hit at high percents. Kirby's down B, Stone, can be used as the final mix-up that very few characters can directly challenge thanks to its armor. The move can even cause impeccable to high percent, so the move should be saved to catch others who consistently try to challenge you. Be sure to test how far off stage you can truly go to get that one hit. Its recovery means that you'll usually be able to make it back safely. In matchups where edge guarding is almost impossible, however, Kirby can utilize this great ledge trapping potential to keep opponents pressured as well. The best move that Kirby has in his arsenal for this is usually his neutral air. Thanks to its long-lasting hitbox and very small landing lag, Kirby can pressure and cover almost every single get-up option possible. Connecting the strong hit on jumping opponents will definitely kill at high percents, and the weaker hit on low percents can even lead to some kill confirms. Forward air's long-lasting hitbox also makes it a very good option at ledge. While it may not offer as much utility-wise, a well-timed forward air can actually hit people who hang on the ledge for too long. A short hop down air can also do the same, while dodging other potential get-up options and leading into some extra easy damage. One thing that's consistent with most aerial traps, however, is that they all lose to a well-timed ledge option. Despite this, Kirby can force his opponent on his toes by mixing in the ledge trump back air. This will force your opponent to always buffer a get-up option, which in turn makes it much easier for you to time your ledge option. Just holding shield at ledge with Kirby isn't a horrible idea either, since he has threatening smash attacks and even a kill throw at high percents. The last honorable mention for ledge trapping goes to his side special, Hammer. While its slow startup makes it impossible to use a neutral for edge guarding, the move's threatening nature can easily force your opponent to use the panic option when they're stuck at ledge. When not at max charge, the move can easily cover ledge jump thanks to its double swing. If your opponent holds shield and fear, even when they've managed to find a way past the ledge, they can even risk getting shield broken by the aerial version of this move. When the move is fully charged, you gain the ability to directly challenge get-up attack thanks to the invincibility it provides. Very few opponents will dare roll past you with Hammer, but if they do try it, you can easily reverse the direction of the move. The hardest thing to time will be neutral get-up, but with enough practice you can easily punish that as well. Hammer can even hit opponents who hang on the ledge for too long. Hammer is even capable of two-framing some opponents with a well-timed swing, but you'll usually be better off using down smash or down tilt. Down smash's better hitbox and quicker startup allows it to devour certain recoveries. Thanks to how long the move lingers, it can even be used to cover neutral get-up and rolls as well, making it a versatile move at ledge. Its down tilt, in comparison, is a safer yet quicker option to reset your opponent off stage for a potential edge guard follow-up. An angled down forward tilt can potentially two-frame as well with similarly low risk, being able to just outright kill your enemy at high percents. While these moves aren't nearly as safe to throw out in neutral, their decently quick startup and range makes them strong moves that can quickly secure a stock when you have the read on your opponent. Forward smash is a quick, strong kick that can steal stocks relatively early. It's amazing at whiff punishing in particular due to how much deceptive range the move has. Dash attack can be used in instances where finding a good forward smash is near impossible. It kills at high percents and covers a lot of distance, meaning that it can catch most dash dances by surprise with its long-lasting hitbox and quick startup. Be wary, however, while it can cross up shield and travels a decent amount of distance, you will very likely eat a huge punish for misuse of its move. Finally, up smash is Kirby's best vertical kill move in this kit. Thanks to its Sweet and Times ability and quickest startup, Kirby can catch landing or short hopping opponents by surprise and kill them at respectable percents. While the sweet spot in the move is during the startup at the base of the foot, even the back hit can catch opponents by surprise and take stocks. Up smash out of shield in particular is actually a good way to seal out stocks against opponents who don't respect Kirby's shield. While not amongst the worst of the cast, Kirby's disadvantage isn't the greatest. His mediocre airspeed and floaty nature makes it almost impossible for Kirby to simply drift out of danger. His lack of disjoints also come into play here, as any aerial used to land is an extended hurtbox that can easily be hard punished. Luckily, Kirby's multiple jumps allow him to feint his landings or jump out of harm's reach on the way to the ground. Mixing up those jumps with other universal landing options, such as fastball air dodge, is key to finding your footing and restarting your combos. When getting knocked off stage, try to conserve your jumps when getting back to ledge. Low recoveries are pretty good for Kirby, as some characters can't hope to challenge him off stage when he goes very low. While this does make him vulnerable to being two-framed, Kirby can play around that with his directional air dodge and up B. Both of these recovery tools have a sweet spot distance that allows him to snap to the ledge pretty reliably. It's doubly important to learn how to do this with up B, as not doing so can lead to very early stock losses due to its punishable nature. The ledge snap of his air dodge is also much bigger than you'd think, letting him sneak past certain aerials that catch his up B. That being said, focusing solely on snapping the ledge definitely makes you very predictable. Recovering above the ledge aggressively or passively with careful spacing of his jumps gives Kirby a plethora of opportunities to get back to the stage. It's up to you as the player to see how your opponent responds to your recovery and adapt to how they position themselves. When you finally made it to the ledge, Kirby has a little more leeway. Other than the obvious 4 get up options, Kirby can utilize his multiple jumps to turn the ledge into easy offensive pressure. The most common move you'll see is ledge drop jump forward air, which can even be drifted so that you don't actually land on the stage. Its other aerials can also be used in the same fashion to potentially start stage-wide combos. His final cutter is also a decent mix up at ledge, letting him abuse a disjoint and even catching aerial opponents who didn't space correctly. Do be mindful that almost all these ledge options are pretty committal and can be hard read with ease. While Kirby may be blessed with all these options, be sure not to pick one too often. Kirby's copy abilities can range from decent to absolutely matchup defining depending on his opponent. Thanks to the 1.2 times power boost he gains when he hacks his opponent's power, Kirby can oftentimes abuse his copy ability much more effectively than his opponent ever could. These abilities can open up a myriad of different combos, kill confirms, or just help with neutral in general. Kirby is capable of landing multiple combos that can lead into a signature inhale, but it can also be used to catch shield happy opponents on platforms or on the ground while you threaten an aerial. You can also use it in ledge trapping scenarios to call out certain options, and can even lead to a cheesy footstool against fastballers. However, do be mindful of the fact that merely getting the power doesn't always decide the match. Don't mindlessly spam the move. Use it as a means to help in neutral and mix up your approach game. Except if you get Puff's power. Don't ever use that one. Kirby isn't a top tier threat by any means, and will probably never become Twitter's next hot topic character. That being said, he's a character with plenty of depth and more than enough tools to be able to fight even the best amongst the cast. His advantage-heavy nature, along with a multitude of different options he has depending on the matchup, makes him a character that you can play for a long time. If you want to play a combo-heavy, cute ball of pain with tons of depth, I would recommend no one else than Kirby. I mean, just look at him. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, I really do appreciate it. I just want to thank a few people if you don't mind. Like, for one, definitely the Kirby Discord. If you haven't checked them out and you're interested in Kirby at all, I'd 100% recommend them. Definitely make sure to check out the VT Smash stream and YouTube channel and all that. Like, our stream's pretty fun to be around.